We wanted to do a video about one of our community members, a really great story. Her name is Sandra, and she's from Lithuania. So hello, Braliukas. I'm from, I'm from Latvia. So we always end up in these circles somehow. Her story is about dogs actually, and that she has been involved into getting dogs from Lithuania to Denmark, and the dog adoption business and trying to get them into new homes and so on. And so far, it has worked with the 20 dogs that she shared. And also, she wants to take on a new thing. So she wants to also be the dog photographer and perhaps create a book with the dog stories and so on. And we found the idea very, very interesting. And then Sandra's biggest problem is that she's been doing it all for free, so completely non-profit. And when she wants to really turn it into a little bit of money-making business, people have just said to her, no, it's not going to work out. But Adam really doesn't think so.
Yeah,
He would disagree.
for sure. So this is something that's really close to my heart because all the time, all the time, I see people with ideas that they're not necessarily the best ideas in the world. They're not groundbreaking, they're not life-changing, but they're super important to that one person. And in Sandra, this is definitely the case. She's completely animal mad. She loves dogs. And of course, it makes so much sense if you're really passionate about something to try to make it your living. Because who wants to be stuck in a boring office if what you really want to be doing is working with animals? So in that case, 100% go for it. But the big problem, or the interesting problem from Sandra's comments, is not so much that she's worried about how does she make money from what she's doing, because I'm pretty sure that eventually she will. Of course, like any photography business, it's gonna take time to build up. But once you get your clients and once you get your reputation and your pricing and everything sorted, you're pretty much good to go. And I know that Sandra's so passionate about it, she'll be running around the dog parks taking hundreds of pictures every day. So I know that she's got the stamina to go over that. The big problem that she has is really with other people. When your friends and your family tell you, "Are you sure? Is it really going to work?" And man, that drives me crazy. Seriously, the amount of times that I've heard really successful business people say, "Oh yeah, my parents thought I was crazy. My friends thought I was an idiot." I have to. I often tell the story of when I set up my first company. I was with some friends and we were trying to figure out a business plan and we didn't have a clue. And my girlfriend was in the next room and I said, "Hey, do you want to join in with the company?" And she said, "No, no, you're being crazy. You're being stupid. It's never going to work. You're never going to make any money." And then just a few years later, I was on the board of directors and she was still the junior designer of that exact same company. And it goes to show you that just because people don't believe it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. So I was thinking about one of my favorite business mentors. He taught me a brilliant lesson. And I actually only taught this lesson to one class one time, and they loved it. And I was really thinking of you, Sandra, because this is actually a lesson all about dogs. Would you believe there's a business lesson all about dogs? So this is the story, and I hope that you find some energy in it. So maybe you've been to one of those racetracks. They're quite popular in Britain, where dogs do the dog racing, and especially greyhounds. And it's really amazing because you see the dogs, and the dogs are so excited. And it's like 3, 2, 1, go, and a little rabbit. It's not really a rabbit. It's like a little stuffed bunny whizzes around the track, and the dogs chase after it as fast as they can possibly go until they reach the finish line. And what's amazing about this is that rabbit goes as fast as possible, and the dogs go like crazy, and they run and they run and they run until they cross the line. And the dogs, when they finish the race, they're so happy, they're so excited, they're so pleased. yet none of them actually catch the rabbit.
Mm.
Um, and it's kind of crazy because you think the dog is chasing after the rabbit. None of the dogs catch the rabbit. It's not even a real rabbit. And then they go back the next week and they do it again. And in the
Mm.
whole history of dog racing, no dog has ever caught the rabbit. The dogs don't care. And it's like the rabbit is a little bit like this goal.
Mm.
When you get closer and closer to catching the rabbit, someone just turns up the speed dial and just makes the rabbit move a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So the dogs will never reach the goal, ever,
Mm.
ever. But they're so happy just to be in the race. They find such enjoyment from the chase, even though they know they're never going to do it. And I think that's really important to think about when people think about goals and targets. They say, well, when I make this much money, then I'll be happy. When I drive this kind of car, then I'll be happy. When I have this kind of life, then I'll be happy. But the truth is, be like the dog and chase, 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 and be happy just to be in the race. And I think as well, the amazing thing is when all these dogs are racing, everybody else, all of the other humans who are stood on the sideline, they've got their money and they're busy gambling and betting on the dog. And they're going to say, this dog's going to win. No, this dog's going to win. I think this one's my favorite. This one's the loser. And all of these people are making these decisions. But the dog doesn't care. The dog doesn't run faster just because somebody else bet more money on it. The dog doesn't run faster just because, or slower, just because somebody says, "Oh, this dog's no good." The dog runs with all its heart, and that's what I really want you to remember, Sandra. The next time that you're struggling with what other people might think, try to think: Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for everybody else who's just watching on the sidelines? Because I tell you what, everybody that's watching on the sidelines, sure, if you back the winner, then you're happy. But only one person can back the winner. There's only one winner. Everybody else is the loser, so everyone else is unhappy. There's a lot of unhappy people watching from the sidelines. But the dogs are always super happy, so go for that. And that's what I'd like to share with you. And I hope that if this story touches anybody or if this helps motivate anybody, please share it with somebody who could use it. Someone who's struggling with dealing with what other people think. Someone who's struggling with reaching their goal, and try to find that happiness in the chase.